Good afternoon. Well, is it noon? I think it is afternoon. I'm Patrick Johnston, managing broker, co-owner, GoDominicanLife.com and LasTerrenasLife.com, right here in the beach office, right across from the regular office, here in Las Terrenas. This is an ongoing series that I've talked about before with different people, and we are going to call it our Client Success series, where we interview people that have bought, sold, started a business, did something like that, and using us and around us with our contacts, et cetera, et cetera. And just so that you, as the viewer, can start to get comfortable with the realities that, there are real people that we deal with and that have real experiences in this country other than us. So today we're interviewing Vincent Adkins. Vincent's from Virginia in the United States. We're not going to hold that against him, but that's where he's from and born. Just kidding. But we're here to interview and talk to him and with him about his experience both in the Dominican Republic and here in Las Terrenas, as well as starting and operating in business and investing. So welcome to the show, Vincent.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, we got to do this the right way, right?
Cheers.
Sorry, guys. This is work. There we go. We always do this because we do this and say, well, we would go to jail in Canada or United States at noon on a Tuesday.
Definitely not allowed to drink at work.
Yeah. So congratulations, you're almost here. So look, Vincent, you've been. I'm gonna introduce the crowd, the viewers, to how I think of you and how I know you.
Don't tell them everything.
No, I'm only the PG crowd stuff. But Vincent and I we met through Stephen Hattie, who's my business partner, who does all the sales side of the business for us at Go Dominican Life. Prior to Go Dominican Life, Steve worked at another real estate brokerage, and he met Vincent there and started doing advice and sort of trading or understanding what to do back then. So you were, in fact, one of our first customers.
Yes.
In Las Terrenas Life, which was our local brand, because I remember that. And I remember I was totally green behind the ears when I first met you. I was like, okay, well, I'm doing the operational stuff behind the scenes. Steven's on the sales side. So I was just getting used to the verbiage about talking to clients at that point. But what I knew about you then is that you were a fairly relaxed guy from what I was told. And you're very open-minded to look at all things that are in the Dominican Republic. And I thought that was really kind of cool to see that, because I didn't see any fear in your eyes.
No, none.
And I was intrigued by that, okay, you're an American, like I'm a Canadian. How do you not have any fear? Then I started to realize that there's a deeper rooted experience in this country. So how long have you been coming here and sort of give your background of your connection to the DR.
Sure, I've been coming here roughly since 2015.
Yep.
My first trip was to meet my wife's family. It was a real shock. I landed at the airport. I was surprising my wife. She didn't know I was coming, and I was driving down a highway, and there was motorcycles riding wheelies the wrong direction towards me.
Every day.
I was a little bit of a culture...
With two babies and a propane tank?
At least.
Something like that?
Some of them had 4.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was definitely like an eye-opener, and I went directly to the barrio where my wife's family lived. And
barrio is a neighborhood, by the way.
Yeah. So it was a very nice experience. I mean, it was... when I travel to another country, I want to get deep into the culture and have a different experience. I absolutely despise the idea of an all-inclusive.
Okay. So you did not have the atypical North American discovering the Dominican Republic by going from the airport in a van or coach to an all-inclusive and never left, and then went home and said, I went to the Dominican Republic.
I absolutely do not. And just to try to share a little something personal, my children have spoke to their mother on multiple occasions. I'm divorced. And they've asked their mother if we can take a trip together, my family and her family together. My wife and I are very good friends with my ex. because my children want my ex to see what a fun vacation is like.
Okay.
Dad
a real
takes
experience.
real fun vacations. You need to go on a vacation with Dad so you can learn how to do a fun vacation.
Yeah. Yeah, and I met your kids. Your kids are very relaxed down here in the environment.
My kids come here, I turn them loose, and I feel peace and comfort. I know that they're safe. The culture's very warm and welcoming here. Everyone's nice. I have no hesitation whatsoever about my children running loose here.
So let's brief that in again. So 85% of the population in this country, roughly, live in the capital.
Yeah.
There's roughly 12 or 13 million, I think the last count is, in Santo Domingo. So you went from like Virginia into the bee's nest of complete cultural overwhelm, drinking from a fire hose.
Yep.
So you were experiencing all the motorcycle and the typical noise, which we don't hear anymore when you live here.
Yeah.
And you heard the roosters at 4:30 or 5 in the morning in the barrio?
I think it was 4 a.m.
Yeah. So so that is the full on. Like you were like
I had the
down the slide without touching the sides, right?
Yeah, there was no easing into it. I dove directly into the deep end with no help.
Now your wife is Dominican.
Yes.
And you did not meet her in the Dominican Republic. You met her in the US.
Yeah, I met her in the US.
So this is a great story. Because he was single between the previous marriage that ended, and then you went to get a haircut or a barbershop?
Yeah, I went to the barbershop. I was actually in the middle of divorce.
Yeah.
Went to the barbershop, and just coincidentally, there was this Dominican girl that had been cutting my hair for about a year and a half. Her name was Kati, and I always went to her to cut my hair, and I'm very transparent in my life.
Yep.
I'm very open with everyone that I get to know. And since Kati and I have been talking for about a year and a half, I came in, sat down, and she goes, "Vincent, so good to see you. How are you?" And I just
let me tell you.
Yeah. I just had this moment where I broke down in tears, and I said, "I'm getting a divorce. I don't really know what happened." Another story, but Kati sort of comforted me a little bit and said, "Before you go, I want you to get a manicure and a pedicure. Okay, come with me." And I met my beautiful wife.
Now, see these shiny fingernails? This man is a total Dominicano, because before he comes to the Dominican from the United States, his now beautiful wife completely gives him a pedicure and a manicure to show off
Thank
here.
God I'm wearing shoes and socks right now.
He's the only man with shiny fingernails and the cleanest
toenails.
ever. And toenails. Wow. But I digress.
Yeah.
So you were introduced from the hairstylist, if you will, barbershop.
Yeah.
I have someone I want you to meet. Oh no, I want you to get a pedicure, manicure.
She just said, you could use a manicure, pedicure, just to relax.
Your nails are this long, and they was like, I got a saw in the back.
I work in construction, so my hands are very rough and peely, and she's like, "Come on, you need it anyways." And
yeah, and that's your wife now.
Yeah,
was the one doing the manicure.
Yeah,
pedicure?
she had been in the country for about I think 6 months, and I thought spoke English. And me just being the blabbermouth who just needed someone to talk to, I just kept blabbering and blabbering and blabbering and blabbering. And she would look at me, and she would smile and say, okay, okay, yeah.
She's doing what I do here.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're not talking about.
She's probably like, what in the heck is this guy talking about? And I thought, wow, what a great listener.
And it must have been, I'm only guessing, divorce is we all know that's a very difficult thing.
Of course.
But when you entered that world, you must have been like, oh my God. You didn't know she was going to be your wife.
Oh, no,
Did you know there was a deep connection right away?
No, absolutely not.
Let's edit that out.
I wasn't in that frame of mind.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah.
It did happen quickly from that point forward, but best thing in the world that ever happened to me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely best thing.
So you were introduced to the DR culture in your backyard before you even went to at that point, had you ever been to the Dominican Republic?
Never.
So you got introduced in your backyard to the DR culture. Wow. So we talked about now, so you're with her, and then you came to meet her family in Santo Domingo.
So I was ready to propose to her.
Oh. This is on the second hour, or?
I'm not going to lie, it went pretty fast.
Yeah.
You've met my wife.
Yeah.
She is, anyone that's ever met her knows that she's just someone that's just one in a million.
Yeah, absolutely,
she's just so special. After we got to know each other, I knew that she was absolutely everything I wanted to be with.
Yep.
And build a future with. So I wanted to be respectful of her family. So I flew I sent her to the Dominican, and she was expecting me, but not when I arrived.
Okay, good.
So I surprised her, pulled her parents aside, introduced myself, and showed them the ring and said, I'd like your blessing, to marry your daughter.
And they said, as long as you buy cold beer, we're in?
It was, I think it was shocking for them. To have this gringo show up and to be respectful of them and their culture and asking for their blessing, but they welcomed me into the family, and just like my wife, which is why I love my in-laws so much.
Yeah.
My wife was raised by some very special people, which is what made her so special. They're amazing. I gained the most beautiful family that I could ever imagine.
And I tell you, Vincent has told me many, many times that my family is your family, and I feel that because his mother-in-law and father-in-law are we're called mommy and poppy.
Yeah.
They knock on my door and they invite me over for sancocho or check up on me, to check up on me, which is a little bit weird because we're not used to that as North Americans.
Right.
But I tell you, the community thing.
Yes.
Once you're accepted, and you're brought in because of a third party that has been endorsed.
Yeah.
By you. They've endorsed you.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah, you are family once you're introduced into the family.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. So you entered not from a typical tourist. You entered right into the bee's hive.
Yep.
The 4 o'clock in the morning rooster call, which is a normal thing.
Absolutely.
And the speaker in the house. I mean, not a speaker, but
a
loud, giant speaker that's always playing from 7 in the morning till 11 at night.
11.
Sorry, let's.
No, it ends at about 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And when it turns off at 4 a.m., that's when the rooster picks up, or the roosters.
It takes a little bit, and now, I don't know about you, but for me, when I don't hear all of that stuff around me, I know there's a problem. Something's not correct.
Well, here in Las Terrenas, I don't hear it like in Santo Domingo. In Santo Domingo, it was until 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. And I usually left Santo Domingo tired.
Yeah.
But in Las Terrenas, I sleep well.
Yeah.
There's the fun. There's also peace and comfort.
All right, so let's go back into the kind of business world for a minute.
Sure.
So we met you. I met you indirectly from Stephen because you're a past client doing research with Stephen.
Repetitive client.
Then you bought stuff, and that's great. I love that. And now you're in that position that you have one foot in the door of your home country in the United States and a bigger foot in the door here, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, thirst-wise, culturally speaking.
You described it perfectly.
How does you feel that pull and twist and pull feeling? Because I've experienced that.
It's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
You have. I have 2 businesses in the United States that I've spent a long time building them up.
Yep.
On top of the 2 businesses, I'm also a real estate agent.
Yep.
Which is sort of like a third business.
Yep.
You build all that success up, and then you prepare to just let the ship sink and
life
vanish.
Happens. Yeah.
That's how I've earned for my family, and I've been a reasonably decent provider for my family, and I'm ready to let all of that go to come here.
And it's a weird thing. I mean, I did that in 2015. I came here. The viewers know that. Came here in 2015. At the time I was married, that's what happens.
Yep.
And I was here for roughly 3 months, and I went home let's call it, we went home on a Saturday, and then I got a call from one of my Dominican Haitian friends here. And 5 days after I got there, back to Canada, I was on the couch looking at my wife at the time, and I remember having that conversation with, and they're passing the phone around because they only had $2 on Skype. They passed the phone around all the boys that I was hanging out with here. And after the call was over, my wife then said, "You're going back, aren't you?" I said, "Damn straight, I'm going back." And on Saturday, 3 days later, I was back in the country here, trying to figure out, that's where you were, Ben.
Yeah.
I have a successful 1.0 life in Canada,
Right.
and I'm about to reconsider my entire life, and how can I do it here? And so I know where you are. It's very exciting. It's very scary.
It's both. Yeah, absolutely. Both.
But it's normal, and for the viewers, it's not going to be unusual, but you're going to, unlike, say, all of you, I was a pioneer to myself. I didn't know anybody here. Now we share our crazy stories back and forth because I go, "Oh, I know how that is. I know that." Stephen did the same thing. So it makes it easier when you have that expat support group of, okay, here's the steps to do. Don't forget this step, the most important step, that kind of thing. So you said you're a real estate agent also, but tell us your mainline businesses in the U.S. What is your main stuff?
So in the United States, my number one business is that I'm a licensed home builder.
Okay.
Build custom homes, and I do a lot of custom renovations.
Excellent. So what I know from Stephen, when you first started working with him, you were searching out for land for a whole bunch of things you were considering.
Many different projects,
right?
yes.
And you were working with Stephen, and then before you weren't working with him, and you went through what I call the Dominican laundry machine.
Absolutely.
Which is here in this country, until the culture knows that you are in,
Yeah.
they put you through a bit of a loop-de-loop.
Yeah.
Not being evil, but just we're not being direct, we're not asking the right questions, and then they're misunderstanding. But I call it the washing machine.
Yeah.
And once you are here long enough, that washing machine disappears because you know culturally the order of the meeting and all the
how
things has
works.
to work. Yeah. Because it's not the same as at home.
No, everything is different.
And if you apply only the filter that you know from the north, you're screwed. Like you will eventually get it.
Yeah.
And it's how long a time you refuse to adapt to the way things are here before your life gets better.
Yeah.
Some people go some people leave after 2 years. They come here with $1 million and they leave with nothing.
Yeah.
And that's true because they've refused to understand.
Right, and embrace the culture.
Yeah, and I agree with that. 100%.
So I spent approximately the last 3-4 years trying to educate myself on the culture, preparing myself for 2.0.
Mm-hmm. So you saw a bunch of different parcels of land, coming up with conceptual type of things.
Yep.
Like me, you blew a bunch of stupid money.
Absolutely.
Chasing the things without maybe having all the ideas and questions.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, man. It's a great education, isn't it?
An expensive one.
It's expensive. Yeah, I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I think the viewers know that I started the world's greatest beach bar. Never do that again for me. But the idea is that once you realize your strengths and you bring your skills here and then adapt them,
yes,
then that's your success pattern, right?
Absolutely.
So now that, so let's talk about what you've done, what you bought so far. So far, you bought, prior to me even knowing you,
sure.
You have a condo, you bought a brand new condo.
Yeah, I bought a new condo.
That wasn't built yet.
No, it was basically a big pile of dirt.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to have a little imagination.
Mm-hmm.
It was absolutely transformational experience.
Yep.
When the product was done, it was stunning, beautiful, love it.
So that was your first passive income experience.
Absolutely.
But it was really you and a business partner,
Yes.
business partner, bought it as an investment.
Absolutely.
And it's in a rental flow.
It's in a rental pool.
And that's
producing
been
an
what
income.
it is. It's an experience, and you're there.
Yep.
That is a true, if you can carry your costs and make a little bit, that's what that business is.
Yeah,
It's not a active business.
Right.
But it's an investment.
Yeah.
Then you took the last almost 2 years, year and a half, with the project you've started about 3 months ago.
Actually, more, because I spent from about 2017 until now searching for a piece of land, making multiple trips to educate myself on how things are done here.
Yeah. And then you went through the
Multiple designs and
Yeah.
different business strategies, businesses that we were going to open, multiple architects, multiple engineers, many different
multiple
things.
months waiting for building permits and approvals.
A long wait,
Yeah.
but we got there.
Yep.
We got there.
So now you're actively building, and it's basically a 4-unit building.
It's a 4-unit building. It's a small Airbnb apartment
Yeah.
hotel, not for sale, only for passive
cash
income.
flow. Yeah.
And it will be first level with a small office space and then a parking garage.
Yeah.
Elevator, which is a little bit unheard of around here.
Yep.
Second floor will be 2 apartments with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms each. Third floor, the same. And then the 4th level is partially covered with an outdoor kitchen, barbecue area, outdoor shower, some powder rooms, laundry area, storage for the business, and then an incredible pool.
Yeah. And you're about a couple hundred meters from.
Yeah, I'm
beaches?
guessing it's 300-400 meters
Yeah, okay.
ish, right in the heart of the town. I think it's I'm ahead of my time in this location, but I think it's perfect.
Yep.
You can walk to almost everything.
That's right. Yeah. And in this town, the cool part of Las Terrenas is that you have the beach row, which is the premium of premium of premium price to do it. And there isn't any of that real land available anymore, unless you tear something down, which is ridiculous because it's so expensive.
Yep.
So people are living and renting in and around the entire community. So you have Dominicans, Haitians, Germans, French, Italians, English, all living side by side together.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a walk to any beach is not a big deal.
No.
Right?
It's a little bit of a walk to, the French bakery, which I love so much. It's a little bit of a walk to Los Pescadores, which I hope they rebuild.
Yeah, they will, for sure.
To the Mosquito Bar, a little bit of a walk to the grocery store, a little bit of a walk to the banks, and many, many amazing restaurants. It's all right there.
So that's his active passive business, but it would be more of a cash flow
Yes.
generator than the condo in a rental pool.
Right.
Okay, so then we talked about over the last little bit to take your skills that you're used to using in the U.S. market,
Right.
and then doing it here within our real estate system to build out, and what we're essentially doing right now, taking a half a dozen typical kick-ass cool designs on various styles and shapes
Yes.
of just the construction process, the building cost, and the turnkey product, and then using those designs and you being the builder anywhere in our system, and then the client picks the land, essentially,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So you have 2 components, sort of like instead of buying everything all together, it's like, here's the conceptual, adjust to make it specific for the land choice, and then build.
Yeah.
So tell us about your team then. Who do you have on your team organizing to help you?
So right now I have 2 architects on staff, 1 structural engineer,
Yep.
and 1 project manager.
And to keep all that together,
keep all
working
that
in the background,
flowing.
you have a legal,
I have
a lawyer.
I have a lawyer in the background supporting me as well.
So essentially, you're surrounding your success story with all the professions that you need to be.
Yeah.
So you're not randomly showing up here and building a house.
No.
Because here, if you don't push the local person through the door to get all the associated permits,
Yeah, you're sunk.
You're sunk.
You're sunk.
Yeah.
You will fail.
Yeah.
Try all you want, but you will
Good luck.
fail.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. So that's cool. And so those custom homes will be available with us across the country, Sosua, Puerto Plata, here, etc. So that's cool.
And we're trying to specialize and coming up with, because we're actively working on more designs, but we want to try to offer some real cost-effective, efficient designs that make affordability, more available to more people.
Yeah. And I've always said that, like here, when you take the North American mindset that a 3,000 square foot home, all included, just inside, is what we're used to because of weather and different issues by our climate. Here, it's about a smaller contained home
Yes.
with more outdoor living space, outdoor kitchen,
Right.
gardens, etc.
Yeah, you don't need that big closet.
No.
For what? Flip-flops and shorts?
Yeah.
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 It's a simple life here.
Yeah.
Your needs are much less than in the States.
So let's talk about this. Because you entered through a different door than I entered through the all-inclusive door 25 years ago or more, but you entered through the door through culturally because of
Yep.
your wife. What do you find from your experience are the greatest things that attract you here and keep you coming back?
So, Las Terrenas specifically drew me in because I love the diverse culture that is represented here. There's a strong European influence here. I enjoy all the different cultures that are blended here. Of course, there's a strong Canadian presence as well. I believe there's also a reasonable representation of people from the States. But,
yeah, there is. Yeah.
There's I think there's also some representation from like Germany.
There is. Yeah, there is.
A strong representation from France. I've made a very good friend, special friend from Italy.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a strong Italian influence here. Some amazing restaurants, very authentic, and a lot of Italians that frequent the place. So the beauty here, the cultural diversification, those are things that really, really made me just fall in love with Las Terrenas. Now, the country, which is sort of specific to the entire country, not just Las Terrenas, the culture is shocking to a North American. People open their doors to you, welcome you, make you part of their family. I've been in situations where, we were in some strange place with some of my family members, and we ate at this beautiful restaurant on the edge of a cliff, beautiful view of the ocean. There's no bathroom. And we walk up the street and knock on some door and say, "Excuse me, could we use your bathroom? Come on in." And they just open their door to strangers like it's normal. And yeah, help yourself, it's right over here.
And if you want to take a nap,
Yeah.
there's the couch, the bed.
So I have a story about the nap. There's this wonderful lady in town here that I met one day, and I'm sitting on her porch because she sells beers out of her house, and I'm sitting on her porch having a beer, and I asked to use the bathroom, and she's like, "Yeah, of course," and she said, "You look really tired. You can go in and lay down on my bed and take a nap if you want."
Wait. So you didn't know, you just randomly saw her selling beer and then she said you're retired. Would you like to have a nap?
And she's just this sweet old lady. Like, I visit her on every trip. I took her out for ice cream last night. Just a sweet old lady, very religious woman, good woman. And just, she treats you like you're a family member, but who am I to her? I'm nobody.
Wow. Yeah, it's an addictive country that way. And I encourage everyone, I've said it a million times, your number one thing you can do is to be misled that the Dominican Republic is inside of an all-inclusive resort. There is so much outside of the resort that once you experience it once, we would go for like a couple of days just for a weekend at an all-inclusive.
I've been resistant so far.
But I have done it because I'm usually with someone that is only here for a period of time. And it's okay, but it's not the real deal.
It's not the real deal.
No, and
if I go to a country, I want to get deep into the culture. I want to have a real experience.
It's like saying Walt Disney World is the United States,
right?
Sort of feeling, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that way. It's better to have the real story. But okay, so we've talked about your challenges, your welcome system, your first investment. You're now building a 4-unit Airbnb system. But we are also working on our own little thing.
We are.
And we are going to be building a community in a very near week's future, sort of thing.
Yep.
And it's going to have a great vibe to it.
I think it'll have a really good vibe.
Yeah. So we can't say a whole lot about it yet because it's we're there, but we're not quite there. But it's going to be a great vibe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Cheers.
cheers. And we apologize right now for Tuesday at noon, having a cold beer while talking about work at the beach. But I mean, this is what we do down here. It's we have fun, we relax, we are serious as hell.
Yeah.
But it's a different kind of serious.
Work hard and enjoy life. I mean,
that's a huge benefit.
It's different than Northern America.
So I'm so happy you're back. We connect really well.
Yeah.
You're as crazy as I am about the local community, which I love. Yeah. So we'll talk about that off camera in a future story, behind the wall of a membership program, so you can hear the other story. Because YouTube, we can't talk about the whole thing. It's a family affair, if you will. Anyway, so as I always say, thank you very much for everything.
Thank you.
It's going to be a great experience and a great few years moving forward. And so let's wrap this up and say, look, we are always here to help you. Vincent will always be here to help you. If you want to connect with him directly, send me a WhatsApp at 829-525-1782. The number's right here. I'll connect you guys so that you can ask all the questions directly if you want. You're good with that if someone asks?
Yeah, of course.
I'll do that so you guys can have your own dialogue. Well, he's available to do custom homes. You're available to give your own personal advice to people as experienced. We do that. We have to do that.
Yep.
But as always, we're going to wrap it up by saying like this. As a company and as a person, I always say life is better at the beach. And I think you would agree to that, right?
Absolutely.
So cheers, everyone. Thanks for watching, taking the time once again. Vincent. Oh, this is light beer. Bring more beer, please. Okay, guys, have fun. We'll talk to you later. Adios.